Hi, I'm Isla from Turkey. The night I was born, Dad held me close and said tearfully,
God, she's so beautiful. I will name her Isla, my moonlight.
Just then, the doctor came in with a grim face and told my parents that they couldn't have any more children. Dad immediately dumped me in Mom's arms.
You mean this is all I get? I won't have any sons? Ever? This is the darkest moment of my life.
Growing up, Mom adored me, but I knew Dad thought I was a burden. The nicest thing he ever said to me was,
You're just a stupid girl, but thank God you're pretty.
Dad owned a small tea shop in the city. Once when I was 10, he came down with the flu, and he was being such a big baby.
No one knows my suffering. If only I had a son to run my tea shop, but no, I got a dumb daughter.
He buried his head in his blanket and started to cry. Mom and I just rolled our eyes and went to the shop that day, and I thought we were doing great. Sometime later, a foreign-looking woman sat down at a table. When I asked her what she'd like, she said with a tired smile, Why don't you surprise me? I skipped off and brewed my favorite mixture of lemon and saffron. I make it for Mom when she's tired. It'll make you feel better too. And you don't have to pay for this. The woman's eyes flew open as she tasted it. My God, this is really special. And so are you. Thank you for this tea of kindness. She tried to pay me, but I refused, and she left. But a few days later, Dad came home from the shop and threw a newspaper at me.
What is this stupid tea of kindness that everyone's been asking me about?
It turns out the woman was some big journalist, and she'd written an article about the amazing tea at our shop. And now suddenly, tourists and locals were coming over asking for it. I'll teach you how to make it, Dad, if you say please. All I got was a flying shoe, but I did teach him, and he even let me help out more often. Once in the 8th grade, I was serving customers on a really sunny day when suddenly my back and arms started to itch horribly. I dropped my tray and started scratching like crazy as people stared at me, and I just ran home. Mom, what's happening to me? My skin was all red and peeling off. Mom quickly took me to the doctor, and he said I had a condition called desquamation. My skin started flaking when it was too irritated by something. There wasn't a cure, but he gave us some expensive cream to soothe my skin.
Don't tell your dad about this, okay? I'll get the money for the cream somehow.
A week later, Mom came home with some great news. She'd gotten a janitor's job in a fancy high school, and even better, I could go there for free. But it was so much fancier than I'd imagined. The minute I entered the classroom, I knew I was being scanned from head to toe, and everyone was judging my clothes and shoes. And turns out, no one even wanted to sit with me at lunch because I didn't look a certain way. But I didn't care. I had a chance to study at a great school, and I wasn't wasting it. One day, I went into the bathroom, and I found some girls from my class there. And the meanest one, Zara, was screaming at Mom. You moron! You spilled all that dirty water on my shoes. I get that you're a janitor because you're stupid, but are you blind too? I pushed her up against the wall. No one talks to my mom like that. Do you hear me? Mom? Finally, it makes sense why someone like you is in this school. She pushed me back and pounced on me. As Mom ran forward to pull us apart, she slipped on the wet floor and fell really hard. Oh my God, Mom! The school staff rushed her to the hospital, and after hours of waiting, we found out that Mom had injured her back and she couldn't walk. I was devastated. It was all my fault. If I hadn't been fighting with Zara, none of this would have happened. The principal said I could still attend school at half the fee, but I couldn't afford that either. One evening as I was working at the shop, I came across the journalist I'd met years ago. Wow, look how lovely you've grown up to be. But sweetheart, why do you look so sad? I broke down and told her everything. After I was done, she said, I have an offer that might solve some of your problems. You could become a model. I could connect you to all the right people, and it pays really well. Me? A model? The woman told me to think about it, and I did. It could mean I'd still be able to go to school and even save money to get Mom better treatment. I decided to bring it up at dinner that night. Dad, I'm taking up a modeling job, and He suddenly spat out his food.
Modeling? Where did you even get such a stupid idea?
What's wrong with it?
It's for morons who don't have any brains, and it's disgraceful.
Well, I do have brains, so I'm not gonna be stupid enough to waste this chance. I can make our lives better, especially Mom's.
I said no!
I already said yes! And with that, I angrily smashed my plate on the floor. Dad looked shocked, and I stormed off. I called up the woman and said I was taking the job. I put my cream all over my skin before going to the shoot. I couldn't let anyone know about my condition, or I'd never get the job. Everyone on set welcomed me warmly, and I was surprised that I was kind of a natural at this. 2 weeks later, I was on the front cover of a teen magazine, and Mom was delighted when I showed it to her. But of course, Dad still wasn't talking to me, and I found the magazine torn up in the trash later. But I'd been paid good money. I was able to buy some new clothes for Mom and myself, and I was back in school. And suddenly, it was a different place. People who acted like I hadn't existed before were smiling at me like we were best friends. And at lunch, I had a lot of company. A boy even asked me for my autograph. Of course, none of this was sitting too well with one person, Zara. I could see smoke coming out of her ears from a mile away. Soon after, we had a fundraiser modeling contest in school, and I was excited to participate. But as I was getting ready, I suddenly saw Zara come and sit in the chair next to me. What are you looking at? One magazine cover and you think you're the princess of this school? How hard can modeling be anyway, if you can do it? Turns out, pretty hard for her. Zara was so bad at it. She walked like a monkey and kept waving her arms like a freaking robot. And then suddenly she tripped on her dress and landed flat on her face. I ran forward to help her, but she just pushed me away. Get away, you witch! You'll pay for this! How was it even my fault? She was crazy. But a few days later, I was shocked to find her at a shoot, and I was told we'd be working together. Why are you even here, Zara? You're really bad at this. Oh, I know. But when you're really rich, you don't have to be good at anything. You just throw money at stuff and get what you want. And let me tell you, it's amazing. Ah, this girl. Also, she was so awkward, the shoot took us 6 hours. Later, as the makeup artist was removing foundation from my arms, I suddenly felt my skin sting terribly.
OMG, your skin's coming off. What did I do?
Oh, it's just allergies. It'll be okay. I quickly took the cream out of my bag and put it on, and then left as fast as I could. Thank God no one else was around. A few days later in the library, I was reading when someone pushed a note towards me. I looked up to see a cute, nerdy guy everyone knew as a math genius care to be my date at the spring dance. I didn't even know him, but just then I spotted Zara frowning at me like a creep. So I wrote yes and gave it back. I didn't even know him, but just then I spotted Zara frowning at me like a creep. So I wrote yes and gave it back with a smile. I'd go out with a monkey if it annoyed her. But luckily, it turned out Omar was a sweet guy, and I was having a good time with him. Once he was over to help me with a math assignment, and suddenly he lifted my chin and looked into my eyes. Was he gonna kiss me? Just then my door flew open, and it was Dad. He leaped at Omar, who shrieked, and jumped out of the window faster than lightning. Dad, we were just studying.
Do you think I'm a fool? I knew you'd be out of control once you became a model. You're grounded for a month. No school, no modeling.
I slammed the door behind him. I had a really important show the next day, and he knew it. I had no choice but to sneak out with Omar's help. Backstage, he kissed me on the cheek and wished me luck. As I peeked out at the runway, I saw that the lights looked really intense. I quickly put some cream on my arms and legs before walking out. Suddenly, I felt crazy itching all over, like nothing I'd ever felt before. I tried to ignore it and go on, but it felt like the longest walk of my life. And then, I couldn't bear it any longer. I went wild, scratching myself and screaming as I looked at my skin, and I could feel hundreds of eyes on me. Then, I passed out. I woke up hours later in the hospital to Dad's worried face.
Oh God, Isla, are you okay?
The doctor came in holding my cream and asking me if I'd applied it before the show.
We tested it, and it had some unusual chemicals which made your condition 10 times worse.
What? But I'd been using this cream for ages. That's the first time Dad heard about my condition, and he was shocked I'd kept it a secret from him. I guess I didn't want to make you even more disappointed, Dad. He was just silent and took me home. The next day, that my video of going bonkers on the ramp had gone viral. I could just see my modeling career going down the drain. I didn't even go to school. I decided to go to the tea shop that evening, and I got the shock of my life. I spotted Sarah on a table with Omar. Oh, hi, Isla. Back to being a waitress? Well, my brother and I will have some of your special tea, please. Brother? Yeah, brother. And I may have found out about your condition, and I may have asked him to mix something in with your cream. What? Are you guys absolutely insane? Why would you do that? Because someone needs to show you your place. Let me tell you something I discovered. Our dads are brothers. Yeah, we're cousins. Ugh, yuck. Cousins? You're making that up. I wish. But there's a big difference between us. I'm the daughter of a millionaire businessman, and you need to remember that you're the daughter of a loser tea seller and a crippled janitor. I was about to leap forward and attack her, but suddenly some of our customers jumped in.
Hey, we love this place and the owners. You can't treat them like trash.
They all started shouting and booing, and Zara and Omar fled from there. Dad had witnessed the whole scene, and I asked him about these secret cousins.
I've never seen them before myself. My brother and I haven't spoken in 20 years. He cheated me out of all my wealth and left me penniless. I had to start from scratch with this tea shop. That's family for you.
For the first time, I felt really sorry for him. I took his hand. But that's not your family anymore. Mom is, and I am. And for the first time, Dad actually smiled at me. I thought my modeling days were numbered, but none of my agents cared about what had happened at the show. They said I was one of the best models they'd worked with, and I'd never let my condition hold me back before. So why should it matter now?